Tell us your name.
My name is Manciel, and I'm a senior here at Detroit Mercy.
Manciel, tough take.
I have to be very thankful for my family, my surrounding cast, because even when I didn't want to, when I was younger, when I didn't want to go to church, I didn't want to wake up early on Sunday or whatever it was, it's not a choice. You know, we're gonna go to church. Without God, I'd be lost. I can 100% say that, because there's been enough trying times in my life where I could have easily took a different path, and who knows where I would have been at. I've torn my ACL at this point 3 times. My first time tearing my ACL, I was a kid. I was going into my 7th grade year, so I was maybe 12, 13. And then a couple years later, I went to my JUCO year. I hooped, did a great job, was player of the year, had a lot of accolades. Moving on to my sophomore year, I went to Arkansas State. And unfortunately, 2 weeks before the season, I ended up tearing my ACL again. And so I was far from home. I'm kind of by myself. It's not too much going on in Arkansas, so I just had a lot of time to sit and reflect. And unfortunately, I had gotten farther away from my faith than when I was home and when I had other people around me. And I just went kind of down like a little dark hole, if that makes sense. I was depressed, and it was not a very enjoyable time at first, because I was doing so much just crying and complaining. Why me? I was supposed to have this big year, and that wasn't the case. I had multiple very long conversations with my father, and he helped me realize there's another side of the coin. This injury may have happened for a reason that has nothing to do with basketball. It made me take a step back and really kind of reflect on my priorities in life. And what I kind of realized from that injury was I was putting basketball so high in my life that it was taking away time away from God. And because I was sidelined, I was able to kind of realize that no matter how high you get, it can be taken away just like that. Unfortunately, a couple weeks ago, first 6 games of the season, I was playing well. I had literally 2 games before this ended up happening. I had a 30-point game, which was my career high in college. I just went to close out, landed on somebody's foot, and dislocated my ankle. I knew that it was gonna be a little process, but when you break something, you always have to sit out for a certain amount of time just to give it time to heal. They put it back in place, got back on the bus with the team. I was kind of letting them know what happened, called my dad, let him know what it was. And I went home, I just prayed about it. I didn't feel like there was anything else I could do. I just prayed about it, went to bed, went about my day. I was living right, I had changed my lifestyle. I was doing the things that I knew I had to do. I was going to church consistently. I was praying every night. I was eating right. I was making sure, like, everything that the checklist that I feel was needed to have a successful year, I was, on a good path. And it's just, unfortunately, something happened. But after it happened, I had received so many prayers. Prayer is so powerful that I felt differently myself. Like, I felt such in a better mood, and I was cheery, and everyone's asking me, like, why, like, how are you responding like this? And I'm like, that's just, it's God. There's nothing else really to it. If you always, are strong in your foundation, it doesn't really matter what else is going on around you, because that light within you should always be bigger than everything else that's going around. A couple days later, the team left for a trip, but I had a doctor's appointment. So I went to the doctor. They did another x-ray before anything else was done. And they told me that there's nothing broken and he doesn't see any problems. And I couldn't do anything but laugh. Like, I was just sitting there laughing. I looked at my dad. I'm like, that's God. Like, there's no other thing that you can tell me right now, because bones don't just heal in 2 days like that. We're still, in the process of getting back to it, but every day it's better and better and better, and it feels amazing. So I've had a decent amount of injuries, but each injury has taught me something new, and I've become a better person from each one. So now you just leave everything up to God, continue to grow in your faith, continue to praise Him even in hard times, and the best will come.